What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. We are back. Our final division of the franchise series, the AL West. We're starting off with the Houston Astros, a team that's had so much success. They get a lot of hate. They know how to win. And I think we're going to have some success with this franchise as well. And let's take a look at this roster. So you got Hunter Brown, who's turned into an absolute ace for them, under club control till 2029. We're good there. Framber Valdez is a free agent after this year. So do we look to trade him? Do we look to extend him? We'll have to see how he performs. Hayden Wesneski, who is in AAA right now. We have Ronel Blanco, who I believe had Tommy John, also a free agent after the year. Spencer Arrighetti, I don't think he's a free agent after the year. But you have Christian Javier, who also is injured, I think, as well. So he has 3 years left on his deal. Lance McCullers Jr. owed $17 million the next 2 years. So they have a lot of starting pitching depth. I think it'd be something we could trade from. And we are going to lose some guys to free agency as well, so that's something to keep in mind. But we do have two top of the rotation arms with Valdez and Brown. You look at the bullpen, Brian King, who's under club control. Brian Abreu, who's a free agent after next season, who's been a very reliable bullpen piece for them the last few seasons. You got Steven Okert, 33 years old, has been okay throughout his career. Bennett Sosa, deep potential. So the bullpen, not as bad as some of the other bullpens in this game. We look through. Oh, yeah, let me look through the starting pitching top prospect. Let's see if we got any top prospects. We do not. Closer, you got Josh Hader, one of the best closers in the game. They signed him to a 5-year deal last offseason. Had an okay first season in Houston, not as good as he's been up and down ever since he got traded from Milwaukee. We'll have to see how he does in this franchise. You have Yainer Valdez, catcher. We're good there. He signed for multiple seasons. A guy with some pop, who's a very good thrower behind the plate. Victor Carantini, who's a free agent after this year, so backup catcher we'll definitely have to look into. No top prospects. Christian Walker, who unfortunately has not worked out for them so far. We could look to trade this contract and upgrade at first base. He's 33 years old. $20 million per year for 3 years. That's a lot of money. And he's a guy with a lot of power. It's just, I don't know. The Astros just have bad luck with first baseman. I don't know what it is. They had the same luck with Jose Abreu, unfortunately. Then you look at second base, definitely could use a second base upgrade. They did move Altuve to the outfield. Not really any top prospects, so we definitely could use some of that pitching to trade for a second baseman. Isaac Paredes, they got the offseason, they got a lot of pop. Got him signed for the rest of the franchise as well, so we're set there. Shortstop, you got Jeremy Pena, who's also signed for the rest of the franchise. One of the best young shortstops in the game. Then you look at left field, you got Yordan Alvarez, one of the purest power hitters outside of Aaron Judge in the sport. He's signed till 2029. And Jose Altuve could be a guy we look to move off of. He's getting up there in age, 5 years left on his deal. He's going to start hitting that decline. I know he's a lifetime Astro player. I know a lot of Astro fans watching are going to be like, how could you trade Altuve? It's just how the franchise is. A lot of players start falling off, and it's just the way it goes. So you look at center field, we got Jake Myers, really good defensive center fielder, not much power, but he's got good contact and good defense in center field. You got Mauricio Dubon, who's a free agent after next season, good utility guy with some pop. And you look at right field, you got Pedro Leon and then Cam Smith, who they got in the trade with the Kyle Tucker deal. So really their only top prospect. So this Astros team, we need a right fielder, we need a second baseman. Other than that, I think this team is set up for success. So I'm going to look through some early trades, see if we can upgrade the positions, and we'll get this franchise started. Yeah, Luis Garcia from the Washington Nationals. The guy's under club control for the rest of this franchise as well. 24 years of age, coming off an 18 home run season. We're going to trade Greg Jones, who's a C-level outfielder, the guy who had a meme for wearing a Rockies arm guard or whatever. And we're going to give them Bryce Matthews, who's a C-level potential prospect. Not really any long-term fit there, so we had a second baseman for the future. Andy Paez from the Dodgers, we're going to give them Spencer Arrighetti, 25-year-old starting pitcher. We can trade from that depth. We're going to give them Kennedy Corona, 24-year-old outfield prospect, see potential. And then we're also going to just trade in Luis Guillorme, who's just a depth piece. So I think this is a good right fielder to have. And we had two really important pieces for this season. First season's draft's over. Brandon Bradbury was our first round pick, starting pitcher, 85-99 potential, has really good stats. We'll see if he turns into a trade piece. Maybe he's ready to play in the major leagues next season. Sometimes prospects are. Leroy Towers, shortstop, got decent numbers right now. We'll see if he turns into anything. Dominic Crook, center fielder, could always use some outfield depth, especially with some of our guys I believe get ready to hit free agency. Matt Nelson, third baseman. Arthur Harris, relief pitcher. Will Ulrich, a third baseman. So we drafted a variety of positions in this draft, and I think we did a very solid job in this first season's draft. We have this trade offer from the Padres. Adrian Morahan, who's having a really good season, signed through next season, really helps out our bullpen. 2.89 ERA this year for Christian Walker. Now, we definitely need to get a first baseman at the deadline because Christian Walker is really our only first baseman currently. But he's having a dreadful season. Only 9 home runs, 27 RBIs, hitting 222. It's really just about getting off this contract and we get a solid reliever in return. So here we are, first trade deadline out of the 3 seasons. We're sitting 3 games back of the Seattle Mariners. 64-45 is their record. We're sitting at 61-48. We are in second place in the wild card. We're sitting in a good spot, 3 games up on the Rangers. Let's say everybody's been performing and what we potentially need to trade for. So Jeremy Pena having a solid year. I mean, 13 home runs, 41 RBIs, hitting 268. About where his numbers usually are. His slugging is up a lot more, which is good. Luis Garcia hasn't had a good year so far, only 6 home runs and 41 RBIs. Mauricio Dubon, who's hitting third in our lineup. I don't even know why. He's been red hot lately, it says, but 4 home runs, 29 RBIs. Isaac Paredes has been raking this year. 23 home runs, 72 RBIs, hitting 285, slugging 521. We moved him to first base for now. We'll have to see what we can upgrade, but we did move, some players around. Andy Pages, not a great year so far. I mean, yeah, he has 15 home runs and 53 RBIs, but he's only hitting 213. On bases, down by a lot. Just not a great overall season for him so far. Hope he can turn around in the second half. Jose Altuve, who I was considering trading, is having a really good year so far. 19 home runs, 57 RBIs. Numbers are down a little bit, obviously, with average and on base, but his numbers are pretty identical to last year already. Yainer Diaz, not bad. Or Yainer Diaz, I apologize. 10 home runs, 35 RBIs, 264 average. Not a bad season so far for Diaz. Jordan with 22 home runs. Let me move him to the third spot in the lineup. I'm guessing he was hurt and they moved him down. But let me go back to his numbers. So he has 22 home runs, 62 RBIs, hitting 274, doing what Jordan usually does. And we look at Jake Myers, has not had a good offensive season. 4 home runs, 25 RBIs. We take a look at the bench. Cooper Hummel has only played 2 games. Cesar Salazar, who Victor Caratini got hurt. Not really expecting a lot of this guy for a 59 overall. And we look at Chas McCormick, is not doing much off the bench at all, only hit 189. And then Brendan Rodgers only hit 167. So our bench has been abysmal so far. And we take a look at the pitching side. Hunter Brown has pitched like an ace. 8-5 record, 2.79 ERA. Framer Valdez, 5-6, 3.37 ERA. I think we're probably going to consider talking an extension with him before the end of the trade deadline. We'll see how that looks. Christian Javier has been okay. 3-4, 4.29 ERA. Hayden Wesneski has been excellent, 10-7, 3.20. And then Ronel Blanco with the ERA under 4. So rotation's been getting the job done. Look at the bullpen. How about Sean Dubin? 1.20 ERA in 15 innings. He's been lights out. Lance McCullers Jr. is having an abysmal season, 6.25 ERA. Bennett Sousa, Bennett Sousa. I mispronounced the name today. I apologize. 4.46 ERA. That's okay. Stephen O'Kerr has been really good, 3.11 ERA for him. Adrian Morahan, he's been excellent, 2.75 ERA. Brian Abreu has been abysmal, 6 ERA in 55 innings. Brian King has been excellent, 20 holes, 2.30 ERA. And then Josh Hader has been lights out. He has 6 blown saves, but a 1.92 ERA. So on the pitching side, outside of Abreu and McCullers, we've had a really good pitching performance. And then lineup, we could use maybe another bat. Definitely could upgrade the bench. So I'm going to look through what's out there on the trade market. If we end up making some moves, I'll let you guys know. So we're taking a gamble right here, but this guy could definitely rake for us in the future. Kyle Manzardo from the Guardians. He's having a bad season, but he's got great power. He's only 24. I do think he can turn around in Houston. We're going to give them Ethan Pecco, who's one of our top pitching prospects, pitching very well in Double-A right now, 2.96 ERA. We're also going to trade Lance McCullers. Maybe he can get it together in the Guardian system. The Guardians have had a tendency of turning pitchers around or really helping out a lot of pitchers. And then we're also going to give them Brendan Rodgers, who doesn't really have a long-term future with this team. So the prize of this for the Guardians is Ethan Pecco for sure. We're going to go ahead and offer Framer Valdez an extension. We get it signed. He's going to be making a lot of money, but, you know, he's a hell of a pitcher. We signed him through 2030, 23.7 million per year. He's been excellent this year, so I do think it is worth it. So first season is over. We end up winning the division, tiebreaker with the Mariners, but we won more games against them, 91-71. Let's say everybody did before we hopefully win a World Series and start off this franchise. So Jeremy Pena finishes with a good season, 23 home runs, 66 RBIs, hit 283 as well. Luis Garcia just didn't really hit like we expected. I mean, he had pretty identical numbers last year. Numbers down a little bit, but 14 home runs, 65 RBIs. Jordan gives us another 30 home run campaign, 89 RBIs, slugged 509. Isaac Paredes with an excellent season, 32 home runs, drove in 103 career highs across the board for him. Andy Pages, you know, I'll take that. Like, it's not the best number, but he gave us 22 home runs. Like, I can't be really too mad at that. Drove in 77. Jose Altuve, 25 home runs, drove in 78. Numbers a little down for him as well, but still not a bad season. Yainer Diaz, 13 home runs, drove in 59. Not a bad year overall. Kyle Manzardo just didn't get it going with the bat. He did finish with 14 home runs, but just didn't really hit for much average. Hopefully he has a big playoff run. Jake Myers, not a bad season, 11 home runs, 50 RBIs. And we look at our bench, Cooper Hummel only hit 100, 1 for 10. Chas McCormick just couldn't get going with the bat. Mauricio Dubon didn't get going with the bat either, only hit 228. And then Victor Carantini, I mean, 241 for a backup catcher, you'll take that. So lineup performed well overall. Hunter Brown, 11-7, 3.07 ERA. I'll take that any day of the week. Framer Valdez had a bad second half, but still finished with a solid year, 11-8 with the ERA under 4. Christian Javier with the ERA under 4 as well, 6-6 record. Hayden Wesneski, I'll take that from a 4-star, 13-9 record, 3.45 ERA, and then Ronel Blanco with the ERA under 4. So all ERAs under 4 in this rotation. You'll take that. Sean Dubin with a fantastic season out of the pen. Only 27 innings, but 2.33 ERA is nothing to shake your head at. Ryan Gusto, we called up from AAA, gave us solid numbers out of the bullpen. Bennett Souza, 3.48 ERA. You'll take that. Stephen O'Kurt was great as well, 3.15 ERA. Morahan, you'll take that as well, ERA under 3. Brian Abreu just couldn't get it going this season. Hopefully he has a good playoff run, ERA over 5. Brian King was excellent, 33 holds, 2.15 ERA. Then Josh Hader with 45 saves. ERA went up a little bit in the second half, but you'll still take that. So we are facing the winner of the wild card in the first round. We are facing the Boston Red Sox, and I'm going to do some quick manage I usually do. If we win first game, I'll send the second game, and then so on and so forth. So we're at home in Houston. Hunter Brown on the mound. Here we go. Leadoff walk. Doesn't come around to bite him. Patrick Sandoval on the mound. 2-out triple, and we score a run thanks to Isaac Paredes. So 1-0 lead early. We get some offense going, but can't score right there. So hopefully we just keep scoring off of Patrick Sandoval. Hunter Brown gives up a 2-out single. Solo shot by Andy Pages, exactly what we need. So 2-0 Houston. 1-out double, doesn't come around to score. Middle of the order, doesn't get nothing going. Leadoff double by Jared Duran. Jordan Hicks in the pitch for the Red Sox. Top of the 7th. Hunter Brown is still rolling right now. I mean, might as well leave him in when he's pitching like this. There's a double. Hunter Brown. Okay, he's in a little bit of a jam here. We're going to go to Adrian Morahan here. Pop up. What a job by him right there. Jordan Hicks gives the ball to Greg Weezert. Nothing happens that inning. Top of the 9th. It's time to go to Josh Hader to close it out here. And he does. So a convincing 2-0 shutout in Game 1. We send Game 2. We lose that. So we're going to Boston. Series tied at a game apiece. Which you can't be too mad at that. I mean, splitting games 1 and 2. I mean, so we have Christian Javier on the mound against Cutter Crawford. Solo shot by Jordan gets us on the board early here at Fenway Park. Cutter Crawford gives up another home run to Kyle Manzardo, and he's in some trouble right now. 3-run bomb by Jordan. It is now 7-0 Astros. Goodness. I'm going to send some of these half innings, save us a little bit of time here since we're up 7-0. I'll do the pitching side. The offensive side, we're pretty much rolling right now. A little bit of a jam. 2-run score thanks to Nick Castellanos. Maybe one more inning out of Javier. 6 solo shot by Carlos Narvaez. So we're going to go to Ryan Gusto here. Still 9-3 though. Little bit of a jam. 2-run scores, so the Red Sox are making this a game. We're going to go to Brian Abreu here, who's had some trouble. Run scores, and we get out of it. So it's a 9-7 game. We thought we were in a comfortable spot, and the Red Sox have made this a game. Garrett Whitlock gets out of the inning. We're going to go to Brian King here. Leadoff single and a double play. That was a clutch double play. Jordan Hicks in the pitch, top of the 9th. First and third, 2 outs, and we strike out. So we go to Josh Hader to try to get us a 2-1 lead. Strikeout, ground out. So we win the game. Should have not even been close, but we win. So we end up losing game 4. So it's a do or die game 5 in Houston. Can we advance the next round of this playoff run? So we're going to go to Hunter Brown here in game 5. Here at home was excellent in game 1. Gets out of the first inning jam. We got 2 on, nobody out, and we do not score. And the Red Sox get a double play. They do score a run, though. Garrett Crochet trying to shut us down. And hasn't been a good start. 3-run bomb by Wilyer Abreu, and it is 4-0 Boston. We got the bases loaded for Pages. He flies out, so maybe one more inning at Hunter Brown. Gives up another run, so we might have to take him out. It has not been a good game. We put in Sean Dubin. Can we get back in this game against Crochet? I mean, we are down by a lot, 5-0. Leadoff double by Pena. Can't get him home. We're going to go to Stephen Okert. Maybe give us an inning here. Garrett Crochet. Leadoff error. Strikes out the side. We go to Morahan here. Bottom of the 7th. Crochet is just shutting us down. I mean, it has been just not even close. Bottom of the 8th, leadoff walk, strikeout, single. They go to Greg Weser here. Bases loaded. We score 1 run, and that's all we get. So we're going to go to Brian King, try to give us one more inning. So bottom of the 9th, season on the line. Jake Myers against Garrett Whitlock. Fly out. Jeremy Pena, 1-out double. Altuve scores a run. Jordan against Justin Slayton, and he hits into a double play, and our season is over. We get eliminated in the first round against the Boston Red Sox. Let's see who wins the World Series. The Twins win the World Series. That's actually really cool. It's the first season. We make the playoffs. Unfortunately, it was a first-round exit. What are we doing this offseason? We have some starting pitchers get ready to hit the free agent market. We could use a bullpen arm. Catcher, we're good. First base. I mean, offensively, I think we could use another bench bat, but other than that, I think we're in good shape. So I'm going to get this offseason underway. I will see you guys at the start of the second season. We trade Jose Altuve for 2 mid-prospects just to get off that contract. We only had like $30 million to spend in free agency. That went from like $30 million to $55 million because he was owed like $25 million a year. He didn't play bad last year. It's just we need to open up some cap space. We went out and signed Tyler Mahle with some of that money, and he's coming off a really good season in Texas. 4-year deal, $20.8 million per year. So we have a 3-headed monster in our rotation now. Hunter Brown, Valdez, Tyler Mahle. You have Wesneski and Christian Javier. So I think that's a really good starting rotation. We added 1 bullpen piece, Steven Matz from the Cardinals. Had a really good year last year as well. He's been very solid in franchise when I've had him the last few years. Only a 1-year, $6.7 million deal. We went out and signed Danny Jansen, to replace Victor Carantini. He didn't really do a whole lot offensively last year, but he's younger and not really too bad of a contract, $5 million per year. First base, we didn't really add none, didn't need to. Second base, we did sign J.D. Davis to be our DH/guy off the bench. He's coming off a okay season with the Angels, 6 home runs, 13 RBIs. He's got solid power stats, so maybe he'll surprise us and give us some production, or if he flops, we get somebody at the deadline. Shortstop, left field, we got, everybody pretty much the same outside of that, so do I think this team can get back to the playoffs? Absolutely. Maybe we need to make some moves at the deadline. Usually we do. We'll have to see how it goes. Let's get the second season underway. So we ended up drafting Rusty Cash. What a name. First baseman, 99 to 75 potential. He's got really good future power stats, so we'll see how he turns out. Brett Padilla, left fielder. Rob Block, starting pitchers. Got some really good stats. Could turn out to be something. Enrique Lopez, relief pitcher, also with some solid stats. Theodore Madden relief pitcher, Omar Murillo relief pitcher. So we went after a lot of pitching in this draft, especially relief-wise, and hopefully we get some good prospects, potentially using some trades next season. Trade deadline, Mariners in first place again. We're 1.5 games behind them, 58 and 51. We're a half game up in the wild card standings over the Yankees and Guardians. Let's say everybody's been doing what we potentially need to upgrade at the second trade deadline. So Jeremy Pena, not bad. I mean, he's hitting 297. Numbers a little down slugging wise, but other than that, he's not really been bad. The power's a little down, but I don't really think his season's been that bad. Jake Myers hasn't done much offensively. 5 home runs, 27 RBIs. Jordan's been raking so far, 20 home runs, 59 RBIs. Isaac Paredes, not as good this season with the power, but his numbers overall ain't bad besides the power numbers being down. Andy Paez having a better season so far than he did last year. Hopefully he can give us at least another 20 home run campaign. Luis Garcia just hasn't worked out in this franchise so far. He's really been bad this season. Only 9 home runs and 37 RBIs, hitting 214. J.D. Davis, I'll take that. I mean, 7 home runs, hitting 270. Yainer Diaz, 12 home runs, 45 RBIs. Numbers down for him as well. Mauricio Dubon has not provided hardly anything offensively. So our offense really needs to add another bat. We've really been struggling. Danny Jansen has not done much in that backup catcher spot. Cooper Hummel has not hit at all. Yamal Encarnacion has not hit. I mean, our whole bench is hitting under 200. I mean, that is just insane. We take a look at the pitching. Hunter Brown's been excellent, 8-5, 2.50 ERA. Framer Valdez has been good as well, 10-7 with the ERA under 4. Tyler Maley's been excellent for us, 6-7, 3.30 ERA. Hayden Wesneski with a 3.31 ERA, and then Christian Javier with a 3.88 ERA. So our starting rotation has been fantastic. Everybody with the ERA under 4. Ryan Gusto, not been good this season, ERA over 6. Steven Matz has been a very solid addition, 2.83 ERA so far for him. Adrian Morahan's been excellent in his walk here. We'll have to try to re-sign him, 2.24 ERA. Bennett Souza has been great as well, 2.92 ERA. Stephen O'Kurt, not as good as he was last year, unfortunately. Sean Dubin has been a very welcoming addition in this franchise so far, 2.70 ERA. Brian Abreu's had a good bounce-back season. He's in his walk here as well, coincidentally. Brian King, we had to move to a closer role because Josh Hader, for one, is injured, and he was really struggling. He had like an ERA of like 4. He had like 8 saves and blown like 4 of them. 1.22 ERA. 24 out of 27 in save opportunities. He's been lights out. Trying to see how long Josh Hader's out. 1 to 2 more months, torn hamstring. He was just not having a good season. 10 saves, blew 8 saves, ERA close to 6. Just wasn't getting the job done. So really, I think pitching-wise, we're good. We really got to focus on this offense. Like, this offense has been very underwhelming, especially the bottom of the lineup. We need to upgrade this bench. This bench is just, I don't even want to look at the numbers. It's been so bad. So I'm going to look and see what we can upgrade on offense before I send the rest of the season. He's not having the best season, but he's definitely been better than most of our bench so far. 5 home runs, 39 RBIs, hitting 249. We're going to trade them Leroy Towers, we got in the draft last season. I mean, his offensive numbers are abysmal. He's not going to turn out to be anything in this franchise. My goodness. Good fielder, but everything else is just bad. We're also going to give them Cooper Hummel, who's 31 years old, hasn't hit it all for us, so we upgrade our bench. We're going to upgrade a second base. We're going to trade Ryan Gusto, who hasn't had a good season, still only 26. And we're also going to give them Luis Garcia, who maybe a change of scenery to help him out. He has just not performed this season. We're going to get Otto Lopez from the Marlins. His numbers ain't that much better, but he has a higher overall, a little bit better offensive stats than Luis Garcia. I mean, they're very similar players when you look at it, but he's a 99 fielder, can play a little bit more positions, more versatility, longer contract, which that ain't going to matter anyways. So maybe a change of scenery for both guys to help out. Officially over. We end up winning the wild card final spot. We finished 3rd in the division. Very strong division this year. So we just sneak in. Let's say everybody performed. Jeremy Pena, down year overall. 17 home runs, 55 RBIs. Numbers down across the board. We really need him to have a big postseason, though. Jake Myers had a good second half. 13 home runs, 53 RBIs. Similar numbers to last year. Jordan, another excellent year. 38 home runs, drove 101, slugged 570. Isaac Paredes, down year overall for him after an excellent year last year. Really need him to step up. Andy Paez, pretty similar production last year. Numbers are actually up, which is good. Kyle Manzardo hasn't hit like I expected so far, only 12 home runs and 41 RBIs. Otto Lopez didn't have the best season, 10 home runs, 44 runs driven in. Yainer Diaz, I'll take that from the catcher spot, 18 home runs, drove in 64. Mauricio Dubon, his walk here, didn't really provide a lot. And then we look at our bench, Danny Jansen didn't hit a whole lot as a backup catcher. Oswaldo Cabrera gave us solid production, 9 home runs off the bench. J.D. Davis was a solid pickup as well with 9 home runs. And then Pedro Leon didn't really provide a lot. So we take a look at the pitching side. Hunter Brown finished with 11-11 record, 3.05 ERA. You'll take that any day of the week. How about Framber Valdez, 2.97 ERA, 15-10 record. Tyler Malley, 3.09 ERA, 12-7 record. Hayden Wesneski, bad record, well not bad record, but negative record, 3.42 ERA though, and then a Christian Javier. So our rotation is going to this postseason with a lot of confidence. Everybody with the ERA under 4. Steven Matz was lights out, 2.22 ERA. Adrian Morejon, who we ended up giving an extension to, which I think is a great extension, 2.83 ERA. And then Souza was lights out as well, 2.75. Stephen O'Kurt just didn't have a good season. Sean Dubin, I mean, you can't really say too much bad things about the way this guy's pitched so far. Brian King was lights out all season long. I don't know why they moved Josh Hader back. And then we have Jason Alexander, we added to the 40-man. I don't know if he's going to pitch. It would not let me add any other pitchers. We'll see how he does, I guess. I don't think we're probably going to use him too much in these postseason. But Josh Hader just didn't have a good year. I mean, he just could not get going. Hopefully it's a good playoff run for him. Actually, okay, Brian Abreu's injured. I was about to say, where's Brian Abreu? He had a good season, though. We signed him an extension as well, $6.9 million. So let's see how it goes. We're playing the Kansas City Royals in the wild card. Will we get past the first round? Hell, will we even get past the wild card? It's an 88-win Royal team. We need our offense to step up. We're at Kauffman Stadium on the road. Hunter Brown against Chris Bubich. What a pitching matchup in Game 1. Nothing happens in the first inning. This might be a battle of the aces in this one. Good double play, bottom of the order. Nothing happens. Leadoff single by the Royals. They do not score. Leadoff double by Jake Myers. Gets thrown out at the plate, and we do not score. That is tough. So 4 strong innings by both starters so far in a pitching duel. Could be the first team to score wins. First and third, 2 outs, and we fly out. Hunter Brown continues to roll. 7th inning now. Both starters are just on a roll. 8 innings. Leadoff or 1 out walk. They go to the bullpen. Carlos Estevez, and we score a run thanks to Jordan. And we take a 1-0 lead. I'm going to leave Hunter, actually, leadoff walk. 2-run go-ahead bomb by Cody Clemens. Oh, my goodness. I shouldn't have took him out. That was a gamble I took, and it did not pay off. Top of the 9th. Bottom of the order. Ground out, ground out, ground out. Man, my greediness costs us. Cody Clemens. Oh, my goodness. Man, with the way Hunter Brown was pitching, I thought we were good right there, but he was getting tired. Still pitched a whale of a ball game, but man, that could cost us this postseason. Hopefully we bounce back in this game. Cole Reagan's on the mound against Framber Valdez. Stolen base, doesn't come around to score. We got to get our offense going, though. We got shut down pretty much in the first. Both offenses really did. Cole Reagan still rolling. Leadoff double. First and third run scores thanks to Pascatino. Middle of the order coming up. Nothing happens. Cole Reagans is rolling right now. Strikes out the side. Valdez has had a good game, though. We're being 1 hit right now. We got to get this offense going. There's a 1-out double by Paredes. Doesn't score. Maybe 1 more inning here. Runner gets thrown out. So 7 strong innings. Carlos Estevez, leadoff walk, and a double play. Game-tying home run by Kyle Manzardo. Goodness. Okay, we go to Morejon here. 2 singles. Pinch runner, ground out. Okay, we got a righty coming up. We're gonna go to Souza here, and he gives up a single, and it's 2-1. They go to Emilio Pagan to face the middle of the order. Leadoff walk, pop up, walk, strikeout, fly out. We are eliminated in the wild card, and both, if you even count the wild cards, the postseason, both runs have been very underwhelming. There goes our, oh man. So back-to-back seasons of just disappointing runs when we get to the postseason. We got one more season to try to make something happen. Can we win a World Series? Hopefully, I'm going to get to work, make some moves. I do think starting rotation, we're fine. Bullpen, we're pretty good there. We just need to add some more offense. I mean, I think another bench bat would definitely do well. Maybe another outfielder, and we'll go from there. So I'm going to get to work. Final season. Can we get past the first round? Can we get past the wild card? We're about to find out. We traded Josh Hader and Tyler Mahle to open up some cap space. Josh Hader come off a very bad season. We signed Luke Weaver to replace him. He's come off a fantastic season, 41 saves. We also went out and signed, or actually traded for a starter, A.J. Smith-Shawver. Now, is this a downgrade from Tyler Mahle overall wise? Yes, but we do get a younger pitcher. This rotation still has Brown and Valdez. I think we'll still be good there. We also got Phil Maton in the trade, who's been pretty good for me in previous franchises. We'll see how he performs in this season. We went out and signed a few bench bats. We signed Santiago Espinal to be on our bench, 11 home runs last year, 38 RBIs, a guy with good contact and vision at the plate. We also went out and signed Taylor Ward, who's coming off a 43 home run season. Didn't get paid like he should have, but he adds a big power bat to our lineup. He can play the outfield. So I really like some of the additions we made, and hopefully we just have a better postseason run because it's been very disappointing. So let's get to it. Trade deadline, it's been a bad season. 55 and 57 is our record. Do we still have a shot at making the playoffs? Yeah. I mean, we're 6 games back. In the wild card, we're 3.5 back, so maybe a big move will change it. But, man, this has been a disappointing season. Let's see why. So, Jeremy Pena, man, he just seems like he's getting worse season by season. Only 12 home runs, 54 RBIs, numbers down. Jake Myers has really been pretty consistent in this franchise. Like, his numbers ain't going to knock your socks off, but he's been pretty consistent. Jordan has been raking like he always does, 28 home runs, 69 RBIs. Taylor Ward, 18 home runs. You'll take that. I mean, I'm not mad at that. Isaac Paredes, really after that first season, has not really been able to replicate that at all. Andy Pages has really been a disappointment. He's gotten worse season by season. Kyle Manzardo's finally taken that big step we've been hoping for. 17 home runs, 44 RBIs so far. Otto Lopez has had a good season. 18 home runs, 56 RBIs. And then Yainer Diaz has not hit at all this season. Danny Jansen's only hit 160. Oswaldo Cabrera has not done too much. Santiago Espinal, I'll take that, hitting 269. And then J.D. Davis is hitting 278. So offensively, not a bad lineup. I mean, I'm not mad at the offense. Like, there's obviously some players having down years like Pena and Pages, but not bad overall. Rotation, Hunter Brown having a down year compared to last year. ERA just at 4, 5-8 record. Framer Valdez is having another good season. ERA up a little bit, but you can't really be too mad at that. Christian Javier, ERA up from last year. Hayden Wesneski, I mean, listen, he's been excellent. I don't even know how his overall is dropping. 2.74 ERA. And A.J. Smith-Shawver, the big trade acquisition, ERA close to 6. We look at Sean Dubin. He's been consistent, 3.12 ERA. The guy we got in the draft in the first season, Brandon Bradbury. By the way, I ain't going to show the draft prospects on this season just because it's the final season. Not going to matter anyways. But ERA over 5. How about Adrian Morahan? 1.39 ERA. He has been fantastic. Phil Maton's been good, 2.84 ERA. Bennett Souza, not as good as he was last year, unfortunately. Luke Weaver's been lights out, 1.24 ERA. Brian Abreu's really had 2 good seasons after a dreadful first one, 2.89 ERA. And then Brian King with a 3.35 ERA and 23 saves. We might have to move Luke Weaver to the closer spot. So we need to maybe trade A.J. Smith-Shawver for another starter, just because we really have to take a big gamble here and then maybe go out and get maybe an outfielder. I mean, we'll see. We'll see what's out there, but we definitely got to try to make some swings here because this is the final chance we got. That is from the Orioles. We're going to trade them Brandon Bradbury, one of our top pitching prospects, and A.J. Smith-Shawver, so 2 high potential pitchers for a guy who could slot right into that third spot in a rotation. Swing and get Brent Rooker from the Giants, who has 23 home runs on the season. Big-time power bat. We're going to give up a lot for him. Dominic Crook, who I think was one of our draft picks a few seasons ago. Andy Pages, who just hasn't really performed well. And we're also going to give them Cam Smith, one of our top outfield prospects. So this is another gamble for us, and hopefully it pays. The regular season is over. We had some league leaders. Jordan led the league in home runs and runs. We end up winning the wild card. We finished one game out of the division. So the moves we made to get Rooker and to get Kyle Bradish pay off. Surprisingly, I didn't know if it was, but those are two big names, and it really helped us get to the wild card. So let's see how everybody performed. Jeremy Pena ended up turning it around in the second half. 20 home runs, 83 RBIs. Gave us solid production throughout this franchise. I think he could have been better, but definitely not as bad as it could have been. Jake Myers, Mr. Consistent, as I like to call him, about as consistent as you're going to get when it comes to his numbers. Jordan with 46 home runs on the season, 112 RBIs. Brent Rooker, 34 home runs, drove at 112. Those two have to have big-time postseason runs for us to have a chance. Taylor Ward, I mean, I didn't really expect him to replicate 43 home runs, but 26 home runs I'll take. Isaac Perez with 22 home runs. Unfortunately, just wasn't able to replicate 2025. Kyle Manzardo with a big season, 26 home runs, 61 runs driven in. Otto Lopez with 20-plus home runs. Not a guy with a lot of power either, so that's great to see. And then Yainer Diaz just couldn't get it going with the bat this year, but he didn't really need to. Our rest of our lineup performed. Danny Jansen went 9 for 71, hit 127. He just didn't work out for us. Oswaldo Cabrera had a decent season off the bench. Santiago Espinal worked out, hit 276. And then J.D. Davis hit 298. So lineup, I think, had a really good season. Pitching-wise, Hunter Brown, 12-9, got back to where his numbers should be, 3.29 ERA on the season. Framer Valdez has been consistent as well, 14-10, 3.06 ERA. Kyle Bradish with a 3.29 ERA, you'll take that. Christian Javier had a down season overall, ERA close to 5. And then Hayden Wesneski with another solid year, 8-11 with the ERA under 4. Sean Dubin, good season, ERA just over 2, or over 3. Adrian Morahan with a fantastic season, 1.76 ERA. Phil Maton, about where his numbers were last year, ERA just over or under 4. Bennett Souza just couldn't get it going this year, ERA over 6. Yikes. Brian King, a down year, but still not a bad year. Like, that's a good year for most. For him, a bad year, but I'll still take that. Brian Abreu, a bad year for him, had a bad second half. Luke Weaver was lights out in that closer spot, 1.40 ERA and 17 saves. So can we get past the wild card round? We're facing our division rival, the Texas Rangers. Can we finish this franchise off with a bang here? We got Hunter Brown against Chris Bubich, who was their big offseason acquisition. Solo shot by Jordan gets us on the board. So good start. Chris Bubich gets a double play. Rangers trying to get back in the business here. Another pitching duel could be on the horizon here. 1-out double ties the game thanks to Whaley. And unfortunately for us, the game stays tied. Bubich in a little bit of a jam gets out of it. So top of the 5th, leadoff walk, double play. Bottom of the order, solo shot by Tommy Edman, and it is 2-1. And then maybe one more inning at Hunter Brown here. So 6 strong innings. Bubich has been lights out. 7 strong innings for him. We go to Phil Maton here. Solo shot by Wyatt Langford. And, man, that is... Okay, we got to go to the pen again. We're on to Brian King. Gets out of it. So 3-1. Leadoff single by Taylor Ward. Pierce Johnson gets a clutch double play. Bottom of the 8th, we're going to go to Brian Abreu. Solo shot by Trent Grisham. Another run scores, and it's looking like game 1 might be a wrap, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go to Sean Dubin here. Cole went in the pitch. We got 2 on, nobody out. Luke Little gets a fielder's choice and a fly out, and the Rangers convincingly take game 1. And we're down 1-0 with 2 games to play. We got to win back-to-back games. So we're going to have Valdez on the mound, but we're facing Dean Kramer here. So let's see how we do here. Back-to-back singles. Rangers get on the board early. 1-0. 1-out walk. A single. 2-run score thanks to Diaz. So it's 2-1 Houston. Exactly what we needed there. Middle of the order coming up. Nothing happened. Middle of the order for the Rangers. And they score 2 thanks to Teoscar Hernandez. So they take the lead right back. Maybe 2 more innings out of Valdez. He's not been as sharp as he usually is in this game. Middle of the order. And another run scores. So we got to go to the pen again. We're going to go to Morahan here. So top of the 6th. Dean Kramer still in the game. Gets through. Another 1-2-3 inning. So top of the 7th, Andrew Nardi in the pitch, bottom of the order. Runs through the bottom of the order right there. We're going to go to Souza, middle of the order. Gives up a single, a walk, and a ground out. Robert Garcia in the pitch, middle of the order. 1-2-3 inning. We're going to Luke Weaver to try to keep this game close. So top of the 9th, Luke Little in the pitch. Paredes grounds out. Manzardo walks. Fielder's choice. And that is all they wrote. We are eliminating the wild card again. And all 3 postseason runs. The Dodgers win the World Series. So Astros fans, I let y'all down. We had some success in the regular season. We made the postseason, or at least the wild card 2 out of 3 seasons. Made the first round the first season. But, man, we got smoked in all 3 postseason runs. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this franchise, though. Make sure to like and subscribe. I believe the Angels will be the next team, so look out for that video. If you like professional wrestling, make sure to check out the LTQ Wrestling Crew YouTube channel and podcast in the description below. Appreciate the support as always. Peace.